Yo, 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 what's going on, party people? Tony here, and I'm bringing you another PokeMoshPit Wi-Fi battle. And this is a UU match, and not just versus anyone, no, it's versus fellow director SiZZirP. And yeah, let's get right to it. I'm using the same team as I did in the last video, so you might remember some guys. It's exactly the same team, so yeah, for those of you who watched my previous upload here, you might recognize it, and you may notice I play a lot of UU. It's my favorite tier. Easy answer. Anyway, he leads with Yuxi, named Wishbone, and I lead with Celebi. I just go for rocks as he tricks me, and I told him on Skype, "Are you sure about that, tricking Celebi?" And he was like, "Nah, man, I predicted your Registeel switch." And yeah, after he tricked my Celebi, I just went like, "Oh, well, might as well switch it in now, because he can't really do anything." And he decides to set up rocks on the switch, then T-Wave as I toxic him, and now he's probably gonna U-turn out, because really, Yuxi has nothing to do against the Registeel, so he's gonna U-turn out, and he U-turns into his Brawls, and I just go for another toxic. Really, it wasn't that much of a prediction, to be honest. He really did not have anything else to do but switch, and that I catch the Snorlax is nice, because residual damage on such a threat, is nice. Many people think Snorlax isn't that good as it used to be, or at least in this gen. Well, in UU it is, so not messing around with Snorlax. I'm not gonna give him free curses with my Registeel, because my Seismic Tossers really aren't gonna do that much, and he could rest up potentially and be a mono attacker or resto, and or just rest, wait the sleep turns, and then go for Crunch EQ or no, Crunch Body Slam or Fire Punch Body Slam or whatever he wants to do. I really just don't play around with Snorlax in UU, just don't. So I bring in Hitmontop immediately after I Toxic it, get the Intimidate in, and I do have close combat, but good thing is I managed to 2-hit KO it easily. Bad thing is, with the Intimidate, the Curse, and the defense drops, I'm at -1, or yeah, you could say -1 or +1. At least I have a defense drop, and it's gonna do quite a hell of a lot of damage with his Body Slam, because it is like 110 attack stat from that Snorlax plus stab, so it's gonna do a lot. Again, I'm not playing games, so I'm not gonna predict anything and just go for a safe close combat. I could have gone for rapid spin, but honestly, if he would switch in something, I'd predict him to switch into his Dusclops, which he has on his team, but I guess he just wanted to switch in his Yuxi, and here I was so tempted to click Sucker Punch and get some nice damage in before he U-turns. But no, Mr. Obvious here wants to do the obvious moves and just rapid spin, and yeah, he obviously sees that coming with his Dusclops switch, and yeah, that's not cool. So, on the other hand, this is a good opportunity for me to show off my Claudio. Claudio is my Altaria, and it's a mixed wall. I've split the fences max HP, and it's mainly a supporter for my sweeper, my main late game sweeper, and two of my walls, because I have Hitmontop and Registeel, and they both have rest. And this Altaria here has Heal Bell, so it's a really good supporter to keep them alive, because they don't have any good recovery outside of rest. So that's why I decided to bring in an Altaria on this team. I mainly use Altaria in pretty much all of my teams, as you may have noticed. But yeah, I love Altaria, so I just go for Heal Bell after he Will-O-Wisp me, and I get a nice Toxicant on that Dusclops, and if it is a Pain Split variant, which we're gonna find out later, that's really nice. If it's a Rest Sleep Talk variant, I really don't like facing those, then we're all gonna commit suicide. Yeah, let's go. Anyway, he brings in Snorlax, hoping he could have an opportunity for rest, I think. Why else bring it in on Altaria? But my Dragon Pulse does manage to finish him off, as he brings in Raikou now. And yeah, I have the Registeel, and it's not shiny, and it's nicknamed, so I'm pretty sure it's not one of those Crown Raikous with R-Sphere, so I can safely switch that in. However, he gets a crit Volt Switch, and it did, even though it's a crit, I still feel like that did a lot, so I'm gonna go with Specs here, because I am careful. I have max Special D, max HP, so that did way too much for my pleasure. And yeah, he Volt Switches out into his Jet Ski, which is Azumarill, and here I was thinking the Altaria switch back is way too obvious, so he's not gonna go for Superpower. He did go for Superpower, and I was thinking he was either gonna Ice Punch or for the safe move for Hitmontop and Waterfall. But he goes for Superpower and almost takes me out, and that's definitely Choice Bandit. But I do outspeed, and I do have the rest on my Kingdra, which is my late game sweeper I was talking about earlier. And it's a Resto Chesto one, but as you can see, you might want to rest up later again because some Azumarill might do crazy shenanigans with superpower. So that's why the rest and cleric support with Altaria really works well in this combination. And yeah, I go for a waterfall on the switch. I did not want to DD on the switch. I mean, I obviously predicted the switch. I mean, waterfall wouldn't do shit to a Azumarill, but I didn't want to DD up because he has a Flygon, and it's most likely Scarfed, and I would be revenged very easily. And I'm not gonna set up with that Flygon around, so I just go for waterfall, then switch out to my Celebi to take the incoming electric attack. But he volt switches out to his Uxie. I switch to my Registeel because it's gonna tank all his hits, and it might give me an opportunity to rest. Yes, I have 3 pokes with rest. I'll say it again. Rest is really good. It's still good, even though the sleep turns got nerfed. I really don't care. It works for me. So he brings in Flygon after U-turning with his Uxie, thinking he could scare me out and U-turn on the switch. Not gonna work, buddy. I'm gonna rest up, predicting his U-turn, and I'm back to full again. So now I just need to find a good opportunity to bring in Altaria safely and get a heal ball in. My best opportunity is with that Dusclops, so I need a way to lure that Dusclops, and that's by bringing in Hitmontop and force him to go to Dusclops, predicting a rapid spin. So that's what I'm gonna do. I switch to Hitmontop, he U-turns out, and I'm hoping he wants to U-turn out to Dusclops. And then I need to hope that he's not gonna double switch back out. But he switches to Flygon, and I'm like, damn. Not what I wanted, man. Not what I wanted, not the plan. And I have some guys to take it, but I most likely want to switch in to Flygon with Hitmontop. But I decide I could rest up, but again I'd have to switch to Altaria to wake him up because I have leftovers and not Chesto Berry. So what I decide to do is to get in as much damage as possible, make him confused, and then scare it out. Now my Celebi is timid natured, and he tricked me to Choice Scarf, so he has to force a speed tie, locked into Outrage when confused, and he's not looking forward to that, so I just Leaf Storm on the switch. By the way, I've never seen anyone use Leaf Storm on Celebi again since 5th gen came out. Everyone's using the Giga Drain sets, but I love my Leaf Storm. Go Celebi, let's go. And now he finally brings in his Dusclops after I kill off Uxie with my Leaf Storm, and that's a great opportunity for me to go to Altaria. He goes for the planes. Wow, I cannot even speak. He goes for Pain Split on the switch, which is fine, and which is actually great, because that means it's not one of those rest variants which I absolutely despise. And I was hoping he'd disable here, so that's why I first go for Dragon Pulse, so I can keep on go for my Cleric shenanigans if he wants to go for Will-O-Wisp. I really like that play, because why else go for a Dragon Pulse first? Here, he thinks he could disable all of my moves if he wanted to, so he just goes for another disable, but that's not gonna work out there. You can only disable one move at a time, so I just woke up my Registeel with a heal bell, and here I make a great play, switching into Kingdra, predicting his Pain Split, meaning he cannot heal up because I'm at low HP as well, thanks to that damn superpower of that damn Azumarill. And yeah, it's actually kind of working out here. So he gets low HP. I can waterfall for the kill. Now he brings back in his Azumarill. Again, I'm not setting up, so I just go for Outrage to get some nice damage in. And I don't think he has a Steel type anyway, so I can get some nice damage in since I'm Adamant Natured. And yeah, I may have explained this in my last video on MoshPit, but I'm Adamant Nature, and I have this kind of weird twisty EV spread where I can outspeed Choice Scarf Flygon after 2 Dragon Dances and the rest in HP max attack. And I basically bring in Celebi and sweep his team with Psychic. And I told him after turn 1 on Skype, "You sure about that, buddy? Choice Scarf Celebi can be dangerous." He was like, "Oh, predicted the switch." So yeah, in the end it bit him in the ass, and that's game. As you can see in the team preview, I did have my Miss Magius left as well, and yeah, I think I could deal with him if I didn't win the speed tie with against the Flygon. So yeah, good game, SiZZirP. I really enjoyed that one, and I hope you all did as well. Check out my channel, check out SiZZirP, and yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Epic outro, let's go!